Good morning again. There it goes. Yay! Great morning. Happy Tuesday. Here we are, Lashes and Coffee Live, Tuesdays, 7 a.m. every Tuesday. We've been doing this, I think, 4 weeks strong now. Super proud of myself. You got to give yourself some kudos sometimes. And so how I have always traditionally started Lashes and Coffee is with a quote of the day. This one comes from one of my best friends. Great. I just locked my computer out. Hopefully that didn't lock my live out. Are we still live? Cool. Good morning. My bestie Deja has a quote she's been saying a lot. And so today's quote of the day is inspired by my best friend. And it is to yesterday's truth isn't today's truth. And what I like about that is that whatever was going on yesterday doesn't matter anymore. Today's truth is all that matters. So there's no giving ourselves a hard time, beating ourselves up. It's all about what you can create today. So let's make today an amazing day. It already is. I got up, I got my morning routine complete. Sometimes I struggle with that, but I know that I feel the best when I wake up and I have my morning routine dialed in. I get up at 3 o'clock. I get on my Peloton, usually about 3:15. I'll do a 30-minute Peloton. So that takes me to 3:45. I take a cold shower. I dilly-dally a little bit, and then I get to the gym, hopefully by 4:15, 4:30. I work out for about an hour, and then I come home, which is also why 7 a.m. is a great time for me because it's enough time for me to get home, get ready, make my coffee because this is Lashes and Coffee. And so that's a little snapshot into what my morning routine is. I do think that everyone who has a morning routine feels a little bit more solid on their day. So I highly recommend creating yours and sticking to it because I feel way more confident, successful, happy, balanced when I do my morning routine. So thanks to any of you who are here who share that morning routine with me because I do see a familiar name. Good morning. Let's rock the hair. Cressy of Beauty, who's been with me, Lashes and Coffee Live for years. I love you. Thank you for being here. Jordan, baby J in the house. Oh, I miss you. We miss you so much. Aesthetics by Haley, Rose Lashes, Lacey, my girl. Don't forget that I give away a product. So today I'm giving away hygrometers to anyone who DMs me while they're here and says they need one. Because if you don't have one, then you do need one. I talk about humidity so much because the humidity of the space where you're lashing is so important to the performance of your adhesive. It makes it makes or breaks your experience as a lash artist, because if you don't know that the humidity in your room is fluctuating, then you actually are at a disadvantage because an adhesive that performs flawlessly, just like Flawless Skin by T, Flawless Skin. Okay, anyway, if you are lashing and you're a pro and everything's amazing and your humidity is always at like a 50% relative humidity, and all of a sudden your humidity shoots up to like 80% and you don't know, and all of a sudden your lashes are not sticking, you're having a horrible day. Well, guess what? It's probably because your humidity changed. So what happens is when humidity rises, the percentage of ambient water molecules in the air actually increase as water molecules cure your adhesive. So it changes everything about what you're doing. So that's why I'm giving away hygrometers. So DM me if you want one, and Brilliant will ship you one, and I can contribute to your better lashing experience. So that's my little spiel on humidity. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. That's why I show up live, but I also have lots of, information regardless. Question is, do you prep your room for humidity? Any tips or tricks? I don't personally prep my room. That's a good question because my humidity is always perfect. I lash in San Diego and Monterey, and however our rooms are set up, it's perfect. Mind you, the humidity outside does not does not determine the humidity inside. So if you're running an air conditioner, what that does is that actually lowers the humidity in your room and things like that. That's why it's important to monitor the humidity of your room. If you live in a really low humidity environment, or your salon is very low humidity, then you can do a couple of things to raise the humidity of your room. You could actually have an essential oil diffuser with water only. Obviously, there's also humidifiers, and sometimes they're really big machines. If you need an industrial size humidifier to raise your humidity because you have a really big room, that might be something that you need. If you have a smaller room, sometimes you can have a diffuser next to you, but I don't recommend actually having essential oil in your diffuser. And the problem with that is that you're actually putting ambient oil in the room, which doesn't actually interfere with adhesive very well, especially in that really delicate time where it's in its bonding stage. So I actually highly recommend you do not use an essential oil diffuser with oil in it while you're lashing. But if you have just water in it, you're actually adding to the moisture of the room. That's something that you could do to add moisture. To subtract moisture, like I said, there is air conditioners will subtract the moisture, or you can invest in a dehumidifier. But we like high humidity. The other thing that you can do that prevents you from ever having to do anything is just having maybe a backup of a low humidity formulation or a high humidity formulation, both which you can find from Brilliant Lash Pro. And those you can just have in your arsenal just in case something happens. Black Magic has a really nice wide range of humidity, and that's something that you can find at Brilliant Lash Pro as well. But just know your adhesive, replace it every 4 weeks. By the way, our adhesive monthly club goes out today, the 11th of every month. So if you aren't subscribed, I would check that out. You get 50% off your first month if you subscribe to the adhesive monthly club, and you'll be set. So that's awesome. I had someone ask here, has anyone noticed their eyes sting with lash extensions while crying? Which I found that's a really interesting question, because technically, if your lash artist is using the right type of adhesive, your lashes should never sting after you get them wet, after you leave your appointment, because lash adhesive, or adhesive that has been formulated for use with eyelash extensions specifically, cures within about a minute or two. So if someone goes home and their adhesive is being reactivated by water, that is probably either not an adhesive that was formulated for extensions. And that's why I also say be careful ordering products on Amazon and things like that, because even if you're ordering a brand name, you could be getting a counterfeit product. So I would stay away from all beauty products on Amazon. And then also, it could be possible that the lash artist isn't replacing their adhesive every 4 weeks, and something about the formulation is changing over time. Because if you don't shake your adhesive for a good 30 seconds at the beginning of the day, and every time that you open the bottle, and you don't have the cap closed tight, even just a little bit of air could seep into your adhesive bottle, change the formulation completely, and create a totally weak bond, or even something that could possibly be reactivated with moisture. That just because I wouldn't know exactly, I can't speak on behalf of every adhesive. So if your eyes are stinging, or if your clients are reporting stinging eyes after taking a shower, I would say A, reevaluate the adhesive that you're using, or B, this could be a completely unrelated issue to the adhesive. This could mean that maybe your client isn't cleaning their lashes. So if a client is getting stinging, if their eyes are stinging in the shower, or is that what they said? I can't remember, but maybe they're that dirty, and there's actually dirt getting in their eyes from like buildup, because that is a thing too. When clients are too shy about cleaning their lashes, it's actually to their detriment, because they're getting buildup in their extensions, which can cause premature fallout, can cause your lashes to slide up and off the hair. And so you want to make sure clients always have cleanser at home. And cleaning their lashes every single day. I wash my lashes twice a day because I have a little bit of oilier skin. So it's important as a lash artist to make sure that your clients have cleanser and that they're cleansing every day between appointments. If you have lashes yourself, then you can relate and tell your clients about your cleaning routine. So that is something. Reminder, I'm giving away a hygrometer. All you have to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram, but it has to be before this live is over. And I'll ship you a hygrometer. You can watch the replay later to hear all about why you should have a hygrometer. Another little topic I wanted to cover, because we are training lift and tints now. And so I'm also newer to the lift and tint game. I've been an extension specialist for 15 plus years. It's probably like 17 now. I stopped counting. You'll notice that the older you get, the less you count. But something that has come up that I think is very interesting, because lift and tint is such a different game. You know, you're actually like dealing with manipulating almost the chemistry of hair, which is kind of like, whoa, it's a whole different ball game, but that's good. That's fine. So what's happening is Brilliant Lash Pro. I use the lift and tint solution from Brilliant Lash. It's a 5 to 8 minute product, step 1 and step 2. And what's happened a couple of times recently with our students is they're having great success with the 5 to 8 minute mark, but a client can come in with really tough lashes to kind of get adhered to the shield. So it takes a little bit more adhesive to get those lashes back and up on the shield, which is actually extending the processing time just by a little bit. So I was just troubleshooting recently with some students that basically, sometimes stubborn hair means it's also really thick and coarse, which also means that it needs on the longer end of processing time. So in addition to being coarse strong and taking more adhesive to adhere back to the shields, that means that you might actually have to go past that maximum limit. And part of how you can determine if you need to go past is you're going to want to take a straight edge tool and like manipulate the hairs at the base just a little bit, because you're kind of looking for this kind of squishiness in the hair for step 1. So what has happened in a couple of cases in the last couple of weeks is we've been using this product, the 8 minutes, doing step 1, step 2, 8 minutes, and finishing the service, and the lashes aren't exactly as lifted as we wanted to see. So in these scenarios, this is why it takes lots of practice and lots of experience to make good judgment. But you can always have your customer lay back down and apply for 1 to 2 minutes more, step 1 and step 2. Obviously, we want to avoid over processing at all costs. However, if it seems to have not taken, that means you have another minute or 2 to spare to add on to that processing time. And oftentimes that fixes the issue. So I just thought that came up literally twice last week. So I just wanted to share that with any of you who are just starting lash lift and tints or didn't consider what to do in these scenarios or why it was happening. Because I know there's a wide range of products that have different time allotments, but with our product specifically at Brilliant Lash Pro, it's 5 to 8 minutes. Hi, Jamie. She says, hi, first time here on your channel. Well, thank you so much for joining, Janie. I go live 7 a.m. every Tuesday, and that's so I can help all of the students I've ever trained and also contribute to the industry by being here to discuss anything new with lashes, business, technique, whatnot. I give away a product every Tuesday. Today, I'm giving away a hygrometer to all of you who DM me on Instagram and say that they need one. Obviously at some point I'll make a kind of raffle, but whoever wants one can literally DM me right now and I will ship you a hygrometer, because it's super important for you to have one of these in your room. If you want to hear all about that, you can watch the replay. We'll also be posting little clips throughout the week, replays of the questions that were asked. Another question, are pre-made fans good? I'm a beginner lash tech. I'm tempted to use pre-mades here and there to spice up a lash look. I just don't want to get in the habit of using them. This happens so much. Thank you for asking this question. And I feel I totally understand. And I remember learning volume and thinking, oh my gosh, this is so complicated to like pick up a fan and a handmade fan in the moment. But what I tell every single lash artist is never use pre-made fans. There's never a good occasion to be using pre-made fans instead of handmade fans. And that is simply because they're just not the same. You're not able to create a fan that is custom specifically to the eyelash that you isolate, which is the most important part of doing volume, is creating fans that are specific to that natural lash. And so pre-made fans, they don't allow you to make a customized fan for the lash. They are heavier, already bonded lashes. So you're using double the amount of adhesive, which is a lot more weight to the fan than is necessary, which can also cause premature fallout, even breakage, because you're using a fan that's too heavy for the natural lash. And if you use versus using a handmade fan where you create the fan in the moment, you customize that fan for that natural lash, you're able to actually wrap the extensions around the natural lash, which is so important to volume and its retention. So always use pre-made fans. Scratch that. Only use handmade fans. Pre-made fans are kind of like cheating. And so that's why I'm proud to never have been part of a company that retails pre-made fans. I think that's doing lash artists a disservice, because a good lash artist needs how to do lash extensions properly. And I think it's a sign that you have had training and you've invested in practice if you're performing handmade fans. If you're doing pre-made fans, or if you've been trained to do pre-made fans, then unfortunately, you were not given the best education, and that's okay, because there's lots of other education. There's lots of other options for education out there. So thank you for asking. And I'm sorry if you were, in a place where I also know that learning handmade fans is a struggle. So all I can say is just practice, use a sponge. And honestly, when you're first learning, you should do like 20 to 30 models. And so we have a great course called The Road to Expert. If you're a beginner lash artist and you're not really sure how to get to that expert stage, I'd be more than happy to give you that course for free. If you're here listening right now and you really honestly need some help, shoot me a DM. I will give you that course for free, which is all about guiding you through the steps of practicing and basically pricing yourself to be a confident expert. Question: is there a specific things I can post on my Instagram to attract new clients? Great question. I did a workshop a couple of weeks ago about building your Instagram grid of 9. And the things that you want to post to attract new clients is transformations. Stories about yourself, why you became a lash artist, why you love being a lash artist. Post pictures of your space so that people know what they're getting into, and just be authentically you. Those are some good ideas. And if you want any guidance on that, you can go to garnetlashsociety.com. You can download the free Sustainable Success Bundle, and that comes with an Instagram planner that basically gives you what to do for your next 9 posts. Well, anyway, thank you for being here. Some great questions were in today. Don't forget to DM me if you want a free hygrometer. And don't forget to join me every week, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come with questions. I really appreciate your love and support. And thank you, Jordy. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow for Workshop Wednesday.